What's good, YouTube? Cardfight came here. AQUA Life Baby. You already know how it is. Today, guys, like I said in the last video, I wanted to bring you an update deck profile on my Bermuda Triangle Harmony deck. You know, baby girl Lauris and the ladies of AQUA Life. You know how it is. But first, I want to give a shout out to DMock33. He is a subscriber of mine who definitely helped me out with my blue wave, constructing my blue wave deck prior to the tournament. Again, guys, y'all want to talk, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up in messages, whatever. I will, we'll talk. Definitely, you guys help me out, I help you out. We work in conjunction, and so it's really good, talking to him about playtesting experience and builds and things like that. Good networking and whatnot. So big shout out to him. He's gonna be getting his YouTube channel started soon, so I'll post his YouTube name in the description box below. Now, for the Harmony deck, I've been loving this deck. Is it better than Prisms? To me, at times, it is. I do have Prisms built as well, but I just seem to click more with this deck. I love Baby Girl Lauris. This is such a good deck. I mean, on offense, able to draw a lot of cards, build up a lot of advantage and attrition, multiple attacks, and being able to bounce back so you can better defend. And then on the defense, being able to power your Vanguards and bounce and get cards off of your board. And a lot of combos you can do on offense and defense in terms of, with bouncing. It's just really, really good. And not only that, but your Vanguards, when you swing with them, generally after your first stride will have an extra critical applied to it. So this deck can definitely build up a lot of advantage, maintain it. I was being able to maintain at 9 to 10 cards on average in my hand against multiple attack Pale Moons, even against even my own Aqua Force decks. This this deck builds up a nice wall of defense. So I really click with the deck. I really enjoy playing with this deck. Having resist. This deck is actually very good against like Kagero and Mega Colony and things like that. So definitely a deck I would definitely recommend you guys picking up. Very good, very fun to play as well. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. It even does well against Gear Chronicles. Was able to take a few matches straight against Gear Chronicles well. Starter is still first lesson Akari. When she enters Harmony, throw her into the soul, bounce a card in the field, draw a card. Still, to me, the best star. Still, what gets your engine started. I really like using her. Really love her. Even at times, I considered running 2 copies of her. And I've seen people run 2 copies of her. I might try out 2 copies of her because of what she does, and she's so good. But we'll see. But one first lesson Akari for right now. Now, I'm playing 4 heal triggers. Now, the reason why the heal triggers are different, guys, and I know that can mess up in decks, but because, Olivia is our main stride, and we do need to have, she does want you to bounce different units in your hand. So I'm still working on getting more, different, heal trigger units and things like that to throw into this deck. But, just so your Olivia turns go a little bit more smoothly, just in case you have to throw down triggers, having things with different names in the deck really helps, at least trigger wise. And then I am running 4 draw triggers. Now, the reason why I'm running 4 draw triggers is because, yes, I know between Amelia, Lauris, you're bouncing, you're drawing, and blah, blah, blah. But, again, this is a G-Break deck, so, and a lot of things are G-Breaks, so you can't really get things started in the early game. So the draw triggers will help out in the early game if you can hit them. Other than that, the soul in this deck is very important, and the draw trigger going into the soul can, makes a lot of plays on defense and makes a lot of plays on offense as well. Just like Malika makes plays right here, the draw trigger in this deck is a little bit more important because we use the soul more aggressively in this deck for what we need to do, for our plays and stuff. So, mostly just for the soul, kind of like when we play, kind of like for Messiah, mostly for the soul. But, the draw definitely does help getting to your pieces. Sometimes, you might be just dead drawing into nothing, just drawing into triggers and whatnot. And, the draw triggers might help you draw into pieces that you need. Again, building up that wall of defense. And then since your Vanguard is swinging with extra crits most of the time between Olivia and Lauris, you can definitely just wear down your opponent. You can just wear down your opponent with this building of advantage and whatnot. And then I'm playing 8 crits, 4 regulars, and 4 of the Lauris Persona crit. Being able to being able to go into the soul, very important. All right, and on to grade 1. All right, grade 1. These should be fairly standard. For Shandy, she's the stride enabler. This is the Lauris deck. You need to be able to stride when you can, even though her GB2 ability is actually pretty good. You just want to be able to stride and find and get to her. For Unflipping PGs, this deck is pretty. This deck is pretty counterblast heavy to an extent. So being able to unflip damage is definitely important in this deck. To extend a lot of your combos, what you can do. 3 copies of Shizuku. When she enters Harmony, starts the top 5 for a grade 3. She's a very, very good card. Helps you filter out your deck of grade 3s. Gets you stride fodder for the next turn. Gets you cards to get you even your grade 3s can even be rear guards too. So it's really good. Plus, since your grade 3s will all have Harmony in it, that helps during your Lauris stride plays. So very awesome card, and it's a nice 7K booster as well. 2 copies of the Soul Blast 2 Unflip 2. I know that it's a Souls thing, but between the crit trigger, the draw trigger, Akari, riding and whatnot, you can build up a lot of soul that you can that this card doesn't really get too much in the way in terms of expensive soul blasting for to unflip to. Again, sometimes just being able to have more counterblasts available to you is more important than a lot of other things because it extends what you can do. And then I'm playing 2 copies of Anya. So what Anya is she has the Harmony. She's Harmony, and again a nice 7K booster. But she also when she enters Harmony on her rearguard circuit, when she enters Harmony at GB1, you get to give another unit on the board the Harmony ability, which is very good, especially for the Lauris stride plays. She definitely helps out during her Lauris stride plays. And her other ability is you can counterblast 1, rest her, and give choose all of the units in for all the units choose all of your units in Harmony in the same column or row as this unit, and they get 5,000 power until the end of turn. So pretty much when you use her, you give your and now it says or on the card text, but it should be and. They misprinted it. But so pretty much what you do is you rest. Best place is to put her behind the Vanguard, rest her, give your Vanguard 5K, and give the 2 rear guards to her sides that are in Harmony 5K. So if she's really good on plays where you're just going to fill up your board and go ham at your opponent. Good on the Olivia turn if you have the counter blast. Just a very good offensive card that you can use. All right, and on to grade 2. All right, so grade 2, guys. 4 copies of possibly one of my favorite cards in this deck. PlayStation Vita, or just Vita. She's just Vita. Speaking of PlayStation Vita, where's my PlayStation Vita? Oh, I know where it is. So what she does is she has the Harmony ability, and what you do is you Soul Blast 1 and you bounce her to your hand during either player's beginning of their main phase. During each player's beginning of their main phase, you can do that ability, and then you can call a grade 1 or less to the board. You can call up to 1 grade 1, or you could just bounce her just to get bounce her to get her off the board, which is nice. But if you do her ability and you have a grade 4 Vanguard, you can countercharge 1. So she definitely helps unflipping damage as well. I think she should be a 4th in the deck. She's very useful, especially on the Lauris stride turn plays. Or not Lauris stride, when you're going on the defense, being able to, if she doesn't get popped by Chrono Jet or, things like that. When your opponent enters their main phase, bounce her back, call a grade 1 behind Lauris, and Lauris's GB2 ability will activate. If you're at GB2 will activate. Lauris can gain 5K. She'll be at 16. Give something else 5K. That'll be at plus 5. So it really helps on the defensive turn. And then on the offensive turn, if she's still on the board, you can call her behind your Vanguard and just have her sit there, and then you can just Soul Blast, bounce her in her hand during your main phase and unflip a damage. Pay for the cost of Lauris' stride break ability if you use it. So again, very good card, very useful, and the fact she has Harmony is nice too. Then 4 copies of probably my favorite one. The one that's definitely like Miss Ass Saver, but they're both Miss Ass Saver. But Amelia is really good, especially in the Kagro matchup. Amelia is amazing. She has resist, and at GB1, when you bounce her, when she gets bounced to the hand, you can Counter Blast one and draw a card. I use this ability so often. Why do I use this ability so often? Because I want to build as much hand advantage as possible. I want to see I want to see my shit as often as possible. She is so good in this deck. Just being able to combo her on Olivia turns, comboing her with Heart and Hand Leona. You bounce her. You bounce her with Leona on your turn. Bounce her with Leona. Call a card out to guard, then use Amelia's ability, Counter Blast one, and draw a card. You just added a defense. You just added defense to yourself. You got you dropped a card for that, and then you had to guard whatever it is. But you also just drew a card from her ability, adding to your defense. So she works on defense and offense. Like if you can get her on your first stride, you can bounce Akari, or bounce Akari, bounce Akari, draw one for Lauris astride. Call Akari and Akari's ability, bounce her to hand, draw another card, her ability, Counter Blast one, draw a card. You just drew 3 freaking cards off your first stride, essentially. Very good card, guys. Definitely a 4 of in this deck, and she has resist, so making her, getting her onto the board and full frontal attacking really wrecks their Denial Griffin plays. And then I'm running 3 copies of Admire Sparkle Spica. I like Spica a lot, but I feel like I do see her quite often again through the draw, but through me using her draw abilities and other things, and the importance of Vita and what she does to the deck. That I could put her to 3. I still see her at a good number. 3 is still a good number to see her at, but right now I value Vita and Amelia a little bit more than I do Spica at the moment. Spica is the Amber clone. When you boost her and she attacks an opponent's Vanguard, Counter Blast one, bounce a card to your hand, call a card back out, give it plus 3k. Sometimes I do alternate between her and Vita, depending her and Vita, which one I want to run at a 4 of. So let me know what you guys have been running at a 4 of, her or Vita. Right now Vita is definitely a bit more important right now than what Spica does, in terms of seeing her often and whatnot. But I'm, again, probably after this deck profile, I might just take Vita to 3 and put her at 4. Amelia staying at 4. There's no question about that. You'd have to have her at 4 in this format. But yeah, I keep alternating between the two in a sense. All right, and on to grade 3. Alright, so grade 3 is fairly simple. I'm playing 7 grade 3s, 3 copies of the Sincere Girl Liddy. She has a Harmony ability. Her other ability, GB1, is for each unit in Harmony, she gains 5k. Can be very powerful in the Vanguard circle, but I don't want to ride her. Her on-ride ability, though, is you Counter Blast one, Soul Blast one, search the top 5 for a card with Harmony and add it to your hand. So she searches out Strive Fodder, she can search out that Lauris you need to ride. Overall, just a very good backup Vanguard. I like these types of backup Vanguards. Wish it was a Bayless clone, but can't have everything we need. And then 4 copies of Baby Girl Lauris, definitely the all-star of the deck. GB2 ability, when she enters Harmony, give 2 units 5k, so she can give herself 5k, and she gets an extra critical. Again, why it's another really good GB2 ability. And then on stride, Counter Blast 1, bounce a card to your hand, and draw a card. Simple, very good. Engine of the deck, definitely a card you want to be on for the all time. All right, and onto the stride deck. Oh, and the reason why I'm running 7 grade 3s is because there are just things in the 2s and the one lineup really that I needed to run in the deck, and seeing your grade 3s as 7, seeing a 7 as not that big of a deal, at least in this deck, for the type of advantages that you can build, the drawing and searching that you get in this deck versus other decks. So there. All right, so for the G-Zone guys, running 2 copies of Sailor's Melody Nasha. When you G-Guard with her, you reveal a card from your hand, and if it has the same grade as a card on your board, she gets an extra 5k shield. Very easy to get the 5k shield. Just reveal like a grade 3 or something. And then Hand in Hand Leona. I love this card. So what she does is when you guard with her, you can bounce a card to your hand. Bounce a card off the field to your hand, and then you must call a card to guard with. And she also gets around like Chrono Jet's guard restriction ability because it's part of the G Guardian's effect in a sense. They came up with a ruling of that the other day. They posted it to my Facebook my DMV Facebook page and whatnot. She does get around guard restrictions, so that's that's definitely very good to hear as well. So yeah, she's an awesome card. Definitely can combo with her with Amelia. But you do have to guard with the card though. It's a mandatory. Yes, you have to guard with the card thing, and you must finish her effect before other things go off as well. But again, she's a very good card. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh boy, I'm sorry. One copy of Seabreeze, because it's a stride deck, and you gotta be able to stride. If people want to play the grade 2 game, we can just Seabreeze them and build up advantage off of Lauris. One copy of Blizza. Blizza was just in here because, he was more or less just a flip target. And at the time, Link Jokers were just extremely prominent. Like, a lot of people in the area were playing Chaos Breaker and whatnot. That has seemed to die down a bit. So I'm probably most likely going to I'm going to take out Blizza and just throw in another copy of Somni. Seeing how we're probably just going to, right here, throw in another copy of Somni because, it's, I haven't seen too much Chaos Breaker since summer ended, things like that. All right, and for the rest of the grade 2, 3, 4s, playing 2 copies of Somni. Very good card. She's using my usual first stride in a sense. On hit, bounce a card, call a card back out, give it +3. She's more of the on hit speaker in a sense. She does it for free. Pretty good card. If opponent lets it hit, enables an extra attack, enables the bounce effects. Use her with Amelia. Very nice. Just really good card overall. And the rest of the 3s, one copy of Flying Mermaid Frederica. She's okay. She's okay at best. I'm not a big fan of her. What she does is that she has the Harmony ability, and if she hits, you can. If she hits, you G flip a card, so you could flip a Blizzard, flip a Seabreeze, whatever, and then. You choose up to one of you choose up to one of your units in Harmony, or one of your rear guards in Harmony, and you bounce it to your hand, and then you choose up to a card from your hand, call it to the rear guard circle, and if it's in Harmony, it gets an extra 5k power. Here's the thing, like the unit that you have to bounce has to be in Harmony. Sometimes shit just hits the fan, it just ain't gonna work. But she's not a guarantee, and that's the difference between her and Blizza, is that she is free, but she's on hit to flip, whereas Blizza can put you at GB2 just in case your back is against the wall, and you have Vita on the board, so you want to, you be able to use the GB2 ability to get a grade 1 behind Lauris, put Lauris at 16k, and go on from there. So Frederica is okay at, not the greatest. 3 copies of Celebrate Voice Lauris, Baby Girl Lauris right here became a stride. I like this card. There is a bit, she offers more offense than defense really in a sense, because Olivia can bounce things back, and but she is more of like power push in a way. What she does is that she has the Harmony ability, and you just once per turn, you counterblast 1, you flip it, you flip a card up in your G zone in GB2. It's a GB2 ability. You flip a card in your G zone face up, so flip a Blizzard, flip a Seabreeze, whatever, and then you bounce as many cards on your field as you have face up units in your G zone. So if you have 3 face up in your G zone, you bounce 3 cards on your board back to your hand, up to the number, and then she gets the red text ability that When she attacks opponent's Vanguard, if all of your units on the board are in harmony, then you choose 3 units and give them plus 5k. She gets an extra critical. Now, when she says all your units on the board are in harmony, that means that all units that you currently have on board, whether it's just 2 columns or just her column, they have to be in harmony, even including herself. So, in order for her to be able to get the crit and spread the 5k. So that's just something important to remember. But she's still a pretty nice card. Giving that 3-5Ks thing is pretty nice. You can give it to your whole front line if you want to. Make her like 31, and with any boost, that's like 36 higher. And she can just definitely pressure that way. And then 4 copies of Olivia, baby girl Olivia. Oh my gosh. I've been waiting for this card. Glad, hey, reprints are a great thing. I know y'all been waiting for that Thavis reprint, but hey, I've been waiting for that. So very good card, guys. She's definitely the finisher of the deck. What she does is when she attacks an opponent's Vanguard, you counterblast 1, persona flip, and you choose up to 5 rear guards, and you bounce to your hand. And you pretty much 5 rear guards with different names, and you bounce them to your hand. And if they all had different names, and you bounce 3 or more, she gains an extra critical, and you get to call 2 cards out, 1 to the front row and 1 to the back row. So remember, 1 to the front row, about you can't just do poke front row and then bounce and then recall them. That doesn't work. We got to attack and attack again. Again, very good card, guys. I really love Olivia. She's just an amazing card, amazing finisher. I'm still working on plays. I'm still working on my plays with her, in terms of, making her turns more effective. I'm still working on different types of attack patterns and such with her, but, I really enjoy her. She definitely is a finisher. She definitely puts in a lot of work. So yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now I'll be bringing you guys an updated Thavis deck next. But for right now, I'm about to go watch my Redskins beat up on them Cowboys. You already know how it is. Redskins for life, baby. All right, Cardfight King, and we out. Peace.